Thank you. So I'm Lukas, and I'm the founder of a company called CrowdFlower. And I'm super excited to tell you about what I built, which I believe is the flattest organization in the history of the world. We have over 3.5 million people doing paid work for us and no management. And so I actually wanted to ask, I'm genuinely curious, how many people in the PopTech audience are actually managers? Like you have a direct report or... OK, so this is for you guys. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how we're going to make you obsolete. So here's a couple of things we do, right? So you guys probably do performance reviews, or you should do performance reviews. And you probably do them once a quarter or maybe less. And we've taken the idea of performance reviews, and we've automated it. So we give the people doing work for us this dashboard where they can see in real time if we think they're doing the work they're supposed to be doing, and they can react to that instantly. They can react in the middle of the night, and they can improve their performance. And we found that people absolutely love this direct, instant communication. Another thing that I personally hate is looking through big stacks of resumes. And resumes never tell you what you want to know. I mean, they might say the school, and they might say some experience, but it's really hard to know if the information on a resume is even true. And so what we do is we've built technology where we judge people only by the actual work that they do. So we let them do some of our jobs, and we see how they perform in that. And as they do good work, we give them access to more and more high-value jobs. And so we can't possibly discriminate against people by whether they're a man or a woman, because we don't actually even ask people if they're a man or a woman until they volunteer that to us. And even more importantly to me, maybe, is that we don't judge people by how well they interview or the quality of school that they went to. We judge people by the actual work that they do. Another thing that you probably do is go to kind of recruiting fairs and set up a booth and try to get people interested in you. And so our version of that is just posting our jobs online and saying, look, come to our site at crowdflower.com, and we'll pay you right away. And anyone can get started, and they can try some jobs. And if you do a good job, we'll give you access to even more jobs, which I think incredibly democratizes the access to work, which I believe is super, super important. So, but what can you do with this, right? So one thing that you can do with this, and one of the reasons I'm so excited to talk to you, is last year, this super smart woman named Sarah Fortune used us to count cells in her lab. So she had millions of pictures like this, and she was actually using her grad students to go through and count how many cells were in them. And I always butcher the science when I talk about this, so all I'll say is go and look at her presentation last year, and you can see how cool and important this is. Another thing is something that we've actually started to work on this year with one of the fellows named Lila Takayama. I got that right? That's the one thing I was trying to remember. And so she works on this awesome robot company where they can't get the AI vision quite right to manipulate the robots well. And so they've started to use us to help send their robots around their environment. And then I wanted to really make the point that not everything we do is so sexy and so obviously exciting, but it's super important to the people that we work with, right? So we work with a product manager who's about to launch a product, and they realize that their data is screwed up. They realize that I have all these addresses in my database, and 20% of them are wrong. I need to hire 5,000 people to fix these overnight. And lots of companies will deliver 5,000 people to you, but it'll take them months or years, and it's unclear if they're going to really do the job that you want. When you hook up with us, we instantly give you access to millions of people in our network. And so my big question for you guys that I'm genuinely curious about, because PopTech has led to so many innovative ideas for us, is what would you do with this, right? So imagine you have access to millions of people in our network, and you can hire them instantly. And they mostly are good at digital work because we send this work all over the place. And it mostly works well for problems where it's very clear what a good job is and a bad job is, so that we can communicate crisply what you want to our workforce. What would you do with this? And so I wanted to just put my contact information and say, if you have ideas, I would love to hear from you, and I'd love to help you out. Thank you.
Thank you.